going to do my ASMR video thingamabob today. And, hold on, let me turn the volume up. There we go. There we go. So this is what I do. I scroll down right here. I do the hard press on here. I turn the microphone on, and then we are good to go. So when I am drawing, let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this because this is the abomination. But when I started drawing in Procreate, I go ahead and start a new file. But in this case, I don't want to put this one to waste. So let's see. Let's start with a simple sketch. What should I draw today? So I usually try to sketch it up first. And let's see. Maybe I could draw the water bending pose that I was doing earlier. I'm taking this yoga class which incorporates a lot of Tai Chi into their workout routine, and so I like to call it the water bending class, even though I know it's like Tai Chi that a lot of like Chinese grandmas like to do in the park and stuff, but it keeps you centered. There are a lot of actually a reasonable amount of dudes in that class, and a lot of grandmas at the same time, which is great. And so when I start a new layer, I just turn the opacity. So the thing about Procreate is that basically sorry, I'm not used to drawing and talking at the same time, but I feel like I gotta be better about that. With Procreate, like I was saying, before I lost my train of thought, there are several similarities, basic similarities that you can apply to your drawings, but there are a couple key things if you want to do a more finished illustration. Just looking at a little walleye there. Don't know why her ear is visible, but anyway, so it does have layers, which is great. And you do get to change opacity, change colors and such. But there are a couple things missing because you're not working with key brush strokes. I mean, short keys or hot keys, whatever it's called. So what's happening is you can't select more than one area at a time. At least I don't think so. I'll have to look at it. You also cannot do radial gradients. You have to mostly color it yourself. And so, yeah. Oh, and if you want to delete a layer, you just flick it to the left. But there are a couple things that you can do here. Number one, it's the hotkeys are replaced by little flicks of the wrist that you can do. For example, if I wanted to erase anything, I use 3 fingers and I completely erase. Now, if I want to redo something, I tap with my 2 fingers. And if I want to undo something, I tap with my 2 fingers again. Okay, and so let me erase that one more time. Oops. Replace. So again, if I want to delete something, I'll just delete it like that. I'm going to start a new layer in color. And let's go ahead and color her in. I can change opacity. I have a bad habit of like not using my other hand. I should be using my other hand to change the brush size, but yeah, this is more like a warm-up type of thing. I said that I was going to do ASMR whispering, but then I forgot. Lol. Oops, sorry. Now, there is a flood tool. aka if you want to do all this business, you got to be careful that things are closed, because right here, right there, that's like, ooh. But over here you can do something called a reference, and you can make that the reference, and then you select this, and so when you do that, if it was closed it would do that, but it's not closed, so then rip. It's not perfect, but we're trying. We're trying. Sometimes I do feel like maybe my style has stagnated, and I feel like I've only been drawing the same thing over and over again. But it's just like, exercising or playing a sport after years and years of not doing so. If you don't get warmed up, then for sure your drawings are going to look like kind of whack-a-doodle. Okay? You are definitely going to go through, after days and days of not drawing, where you go through like what's called the hot mess stage. And in the hot mess stage, you're basically going to hate every single thing that you draw. So it's really important that you kind of work past the discomfort while you draw. So to any fellow artists out there that are having a little trouble getting past the hot mess stage, just power through it. Just power through it. Like when I exercise, and after I've been lazy and I haven't been exercising for a couple days, the same thing happens. I will go through kind of like the wow, I feel like hot garbage stage, and then you will get a second wind and things will start feeling okay, and you'll get a little more confidence and do it more. So yeah, it's a real annoying to have to work through the hot mess stage and the discomfort of that place, but you can do it. You just have to believe that you can. You also have to be careful not to compare yourself to other people, because that's basic. Like, you can get motivated by somebody, you can get inspired by somebody, or make like this type of person's art your goals, but if you're just looking at their art and then you're just kind of feeling bad because why am I not like this? I should be at this place, but I'm not because of the... It's you know that it's bad. If it feels bad, then it's bad. Don't do that. If you're using it as a form of harming your own confidence, then you know that you're not feeling good, then don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, so So let's see. I'm gonna do this one as the multiply, and then yeah. Let's see if this works. Now maybe I should figure out if this is like a better brush I can use. Let's use Helsinki ink. Some harsh light there. Okay, maybe a lighter pen. It's always also good to maybe have like a so I've always had trouble with this. I've always gotten pretty lazy. So let's pretend the light source is right there. So where would all the shading be? Probably on this side. Her head is maybe covering that part. And this is where a lot of life drawing comes in handy, because I haven't been able to do a lot of life drawing lately. I just don't have the place to kind of do all that. Oh, maybe not that one. Let's do maybe up to here from the, yeah, there we go. It's the same. If I wanted to make it darker, I'll just drag the circle there. Oops. And then if I wanted to hide the layers. Well, oh well. There we go. But we can now get rid of this boy. Okay. Now if we wanted to do like a background, we'd have to sort of merge all the layers first. So you can do that by flicking to the right. And I use 2 fingers to pinch the layers together, and all my layers are merged. So that's pretty fast. It takes about the same amount of time as doing hotkeys, so that's kind of nice. Now I'm going to resize my baby. So I select the thing at the top in the blue, and then this, and then I pinch right here. Her leg is looking a little bit awkward, but this is what we can do about that. We'll level her for a bit. And then I can do this. I can, well, I'll zoom in, and then I'll do that, select, and then we can pinch the leggy and extend the leggy so she got you there. That's looking a little better. Her arm is a little strange, but you know what? We're gonna leave it. If I keep touching it way too many times, I'm gonna end up ruining her, and I don't want that. So, okay. So now this is the picture was bigger. Him big. So, all right. I'm gonna make it this size. You can always resize the canvas too. So I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna go back to my painting brush, which is the shale brush. And then, you know what? Let's when I'm painting a background, I have to figure out, like, I'll usually do a soft brush first, and then I'll do a smaller brush, a more finer detail brush. So let's see. Maybe she's doing it in a rice field or something. So in order to do that, let's figure out the flow of the background first. Let's turn this down. Rice terraces or rice paddy, or empty rice paddy. I know it looks dumb, but we're gonna make it work. Let's make it all the way down. There we go. All right. So for her to do a lot of water bending, she'd have to be on some stable ground. So this area would probably, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Let's do some blue, because maybe the sky is blue right now. And so the water would reflect that color. So let's start a new layer. There we go. And then we're going to go up. There we go. And so the water would surround this area, and then she'd have some place to stand. There we go. And the thing about rice terraces is it rises. There are these multiple levels of areas where people plant the rice, and so she'd have to stand in an area where she was not going to be falling in. And so let's see. Did you notice also that I have a bit, sorry, yawned a bit, like, did you notice that there are I haven't looked at references in a while? That's not good. You should always look at references. You want to make sure that your stuff is together. Like, this would be so annoying that she's doing her water bending here, and then for some reason, like, this is like food that's important for them, so it's like not good that she's doing her water bending here. Ooh! But this, let's see. And then the green for the terrace grass. That's a better green. There we go. And then it would be maybe up here. So I can probably get rid of this layer at this point. Oh. My future sister-in-law is texting me. La, 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 la. Speaking of which, I don't know if you guys can also hear not just the pings of my personal messages, but like if you can also hear the cicadas, whichever. Okay. Now this is where the wrangly part kind of comes into play, where you really have to like remember all your life drawing skills and such. Okay. Alrighty. in this part, we're gonna have to put her away. So let's do that. Oops, you see, it's like that's why you have to make the background independent of the character. And so let's see. Let's go ahead and have the paintbrush, and then we're going to do a multiply layer that's a little bit low opacity. So something like this, like 40%. And then I'm going to do a hard press. Airbrushing. Or maybe a medium brush. There we go. A little bigger. And I'm going to make this color sort of reflect on. So like a reflection. And then a slight. There we go. Just like that. I'll have to fix this. This is bugging me. And then, yeah. There we go. That's better. That's way better. Another feature of rice terraces is, see that work? There we go. That's way better. Is that there's gonna be, we'll make the color more vivid. Yeah, I'm liking that a little better. So let's see how she looks there. Ah, scary. Okay, so we're gonna have to bear with that for a little bit. It's just the way of the world. We just gotta, I'll have to fine tune the stuff around her too. But let's start working on this again. And now we can start doing the smaller details. So let's see. There we go. Some people are wondering, it's like, hey Cam, why are you doing that tongue clicking thing? Well, I started doing it way too often. And I ended up what if there was a Filipino Avatar: The Last Airbender? But we get people who can both weakly control water and earth. You know, that'd be kind of cool. But yeah, the tongue clicking thing comes from, I watched this really like, more like dreadful, like well directed movie, a horror movie. Is called Hereditary. Y'all probably have heard of it. And my brother really, really liked it, but I ended up just being really grossed out. And a couple of the themes of the actual story weren't all working well together, and so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna sit this one out. And so, yeah, rice is planted on these like shallow areas of water where it grows. And then they're harvested later when it turns golden. And so I'm guessing this is like early summer. And the harvest isn't out yet. You know, these really ought to be really much smaller. Perspective, my friends. This is more like, this is done on the fly. I had little to no planning, so. This is not a good harvest, but, you know, we're trying our best. Oh, let's go ahead and add the white to show that, oh, it's water. I have to be very careful not to let it go over Now, why would someone from Southeast Asia be doing Tai Chi, which is an East Asian martial art? Well, the flow of information is infinite. That's my excuse. This really ought to be lighter. There we go. Entire swaths of water. Okay. You know what? Let's do this. There's going to be maybe another layer. But it's going to be the sky. And then I really should put a smaller version of the maybe that should be blurrier. Make the color lighter. The land is fairly flat. And then we are going to merge this again, and then we're going to put a layer of like maybe the blue sky where it's being reflected. And then we'll use our shapely brush on it. So, where is that? Yeah, and like I was saying, I completely lost my train of thought. Like, the tongue pop thing, it just sort of became like this habit because I kept seeing that one girl character do it. It was just a lot of like silliness and stuff in that area. It's just me being silly. So, ooh, this is gonna be important. So, to create like this sort of atmospheric perspective, I'm going to create a layer, maybe percentage down, and I'm going to airbrush a little bit of light into the area, including above the actual girl. That actually makes it look swampy. It doesn't make it look like a warm summer day. So let's probably do yellow light. So let's do yellow light. There's so many aspects of color that I need to study that I didn't learn when I was in school. I didn't go to a fancy art college, and so I'm sort of learning and relearning how to make color and light happen in my work without it being taken away from my work. I think this could stand to be a little bit more detailed, and I could have done like a very pretty art story or something like that, but let's just, oh, and there's another thing. Yeah, that's the sort of the part of Procreate where you have to compensate. It's really good with light, but with things like shadow and overall look of the characters and stuff, you really have to bank on Photoshop for that. So, alright, what we're gonna do now is we're going to create maybe a little bit of shadow. I would use color burn, but sometimes it gets crazy. Oh, that's too much. Oh, what is she water bedding? Water bending, I meant. You know what? We're gonna do it this way. Get some light, very, very light blue, and then you know, I like my make it totally white. There has to be a little, would it create shadow? That's the question. It might, so let's go ahead and add a very vague shadow over everything. Oops, not that. So there. And maybe be a fuzzy shadow. So let's do airbrushing. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I think that's it. I think that's it. So I'm going to merge all layers just because I want to. I'm not really even thinking about this that hard. This is just for just for fun. We're just making a picture for fun. And I'm gonna crop the boy and resize the boy. Maybe extend the frame. Done. There we go. Now what are we gonna do about these edges? Well, gotta kind of. I've always liked the sort of aged paper feel. So before I do too much, let's be careful not to do too much in this picture. Let's maybe add a little bit of an overlay. So color overlay, and then let's see, aged paper. So that would be maybe this. Let's see. Ooh, kind of weird, but let's see if I totally mess this up. Let's see. Ugh. It's like those old layers I used to overdo back in DeviantArt. Oh gosh. Like, I know I can do better lighting than this. Like, guys. Like, I know that I know better, like, when I was doing this, but when you're trying to make something in under an hour, it's just like, oh gosh. Alright, so maybe let's do a little bit of this. Yeah, not bad. But you know what? I'm kind of liking this right now. So maybe I should just adjust certain things. Sharpen. Oh, never mind. Deletes. Alright, so I'm gonna. There we go. And then. Oh, that's wacky. There, I kind of like that. There we go. Oops. that's it. Thank you guys for joining me today. I hope y'all have a really productive day and that y'all take care of yourselves and each other. Bye. Thanks for staying to watch me paint on Procreate with all my foibles and such.